Young women, young men of color, come up from the gloom of national neglect you have already been paid for. Come out of the shadow of irrational prejudices. You owe no racial debt to history. The blood of our bodies and the prayers of our souls have bought for you a future without shame, bright beyond the telling of it.
Kwanzaa means access. It means access to your soul. It means access to your people.
Kwanzaa is like renewing your annual membership to community, to your family, to your culture, and most importantly, to yourself.
Kwanzaa is expressed throughout the world now by people of African heritage who want to have that cultural connectiveness.
These are principles of what we're supposed to be doing 365, you know what I mean, and how we treat each other and how we look at the world.
We did not petition or ask for permission to celebrate it. We did it by kujichagulia, self-determination. We determined that this was good for us. We determined that we were going to celebrate it.
Just completed screening The Black Candle, all about Kwanzaa, and it was interesting. The audience felt this was a celebration that they'd like to take up in their home. We want to make sure that the young people that were here are supported to take this to school, but also to be a part of the Kwanzaa community.
What did I think about the Kwanzaa film? I thought it was very good because it showed that Black people aren't just people in the background, but it showed that we really are significant people.
The Kwanzaa film called Black Candle was very interesting.
If I had the opportunity to show this film at school, I would.
It meant that I know how to be creative, and I know that I have faith.
People who don't know their history, that don't know where they came from, definitely can't figure out where they're going.
That is our task, to know our past and honor it.
I thought that the film was very interesting and it tells us about our history.
I think all my classmates would love it.
I think it's very important that you need to know what leads on, so you can lead it on to the other people.
I've thought about the film that it was very interesting for Black people.
How you feel about
And it's a very good film because people will learn their history.
to save your own self?
And if no one knew their history, they wouldn't know who they are.
My name means
You are. What
my
we have
power is
become.
sustained by health.
It is time
Kasensa
to
Ayakut means I submit and follow the wise ones.
My name means most high purpose.
These are celebrations, as the young people said, that make us feel like we are somebody, and we are somebody. So let's vow to take that forward from today.
Yes, my name's Deb Rose. I am the creator of Libro.
It's Libro, I got that wrong, yeah.
Yes. I'm a raw Libran, so that's how the name came about. And I'm a raw foodist, so I don't eat anything that's cooked. I'm into health and nutrition. I'm into taking preventative measures as opposed to waiting until later on down the line, finding out that I have something that I could have prevented from before through what I eat. So that's how the company came about. At the moment, in regards to the food, I do workshops. I do raw food workshops. I've recently been offered a job as a raw food chef at a health retreat in Spain 1 week a month, which is, absolutely fantastic. So that's something else that I would need to incorporate into my busy schedule. But in regards to the food, I have only managed to perfect and get the raw hot pepper sauce out in regards to like the production line and so forth. I did the raw sauce the hot pepper sauce, because I wasn't very happy with the raw food, with the pepper sauces that are out there at the moment. So I wanted my own alternative. In order for me to remain a raw foodist, I need to look into alternatives. What did I enjoy eating before? What can I make a raw alternative from? So that's what I did.
So that's how the pepper sauce, which is very good. Can I have a bit?
Yes, you can have a bit. Help yourself. Do you want to breast it?
And so if you give us just an idea of kind of what's gone into it. Yeah.
Okay, it's a raw organic hot pepper sauce. The predominant ingredients are olive oil, sun-dried tomatoes and Scotch bonnet peppers. And yes, it is very hot. Hopefully it's very nice as well and very flavoursome. With some of the pepper sauces that are out, they're normally quite hot as opposed to having a flavour, and that can kind of reduce your enjoyment of the food because you can't really taste the food, you can just feel the heat as opposed to...
It is very flavoursome, I have to say. I love it.
And it has numerous health benefits as well. So hot pepper sauce is good for the immune system, it's good for circulation, it's good for digestive problems as well. It's good for circulatory problems, numerous health benefits in regards to the ingredients that I used. So very, very good for you. Nutritious and delicious.
Thank you very much. So in terms of the event here today, the Black Market, how have you found it? What do you think about the initiative by Black History Studies?
I think it's an absolutely fantastic initiative. It's my third time. The first time I came was in, I think it was October last year at the PCS in Victoria. I wasn't an exhibitor, I was just an attendee, and I thought it was an absolutely fantastic event. This is my second time as an exhibitor, so it's nice to see it as an exhibitor as opposed to an events organiser, because I also organise events. And I think it's an absolutely fantastic thing, bringing the community together, showcasing people who many attendees may not have been aware of, and just offering a platform for people to come to attend, to network, to shop, to eat, and to be amongst ourselves, spending amongst ourselves.
Absolutely, because that is part of the objective of today, and of the previous two. This is the third one, so I'm glad to hear that you're endorsing that.
Starting at the far end, I've got
Cameron Riley.
David Riley.
My name is Agnes.
Wayne Riley.
Felicia Mason.
Hello, and what do you call yourself?
Well, we call ourselves the All Nights, and that's to kind of signify that pretty much we do work all day and all night, but we wanted to kind of tie it into the whole medieval night kind of thing as well, hence the name Night spelled with a K and ends with a Z.
And what is your project that you've come up with?
Well, it's more projects. The main project that we're focusing on at the moment is one that we're working on called Hardwired, and basically it's an idea that I created when I was at university, and it focused around just one character at first, which was a black character based on Nat Turner. I kind of wanted to retell a story of the recolonization of Africa, but in a modern day setting. So we set it in the year 2089, and basically my character Nathaniel Nuke, based on Nat Turner, he's in the army, and then he leaves and he ends up being a rebel because he realizes that some of the army, they're using some of the soldiers as test subjects. So he goes around trying to basically liberate everyone and free them from basically the control that the government's trying to put them under.
What's your part in this project?
Well, I'm involved in the social media aspect of the All Nights. So that's basically updating the Facebook, the Twitter account, Instagram, YouTube, just making sure that we connect to our fans out there, and also just gain some followers and just spread the All Nights brand, really.
I'm basically just, I'm the writer and the editor for most of the projects that we're working on now. Basically, I try to make the stories more cohesive and able to intertwine them so that they all work together in tandem so that the universe is able to grow and make sense. So I try to just make sense of it all.
Hello. Well, I do advertising for All Nights, as well as I am a director as well. Also do a bit of character designing, and sometimes I will try and help write stories as well, but that's mostly with David, so that's my role.
Do you get much interest from children?
A lot.
A lot. Definitely, this is what we are aiming for, especially what the pictures at the back. You can see a lot of kids today have come down and they love it. They love what they see and they want to be involved, and that's what we want to do. And we even want to try and get them to try and help us with stories and whatnot. This is what our aim is. So they really are interested. They love it and they want to be involved. That's what we want to do.
I actually think this is really good. So what are the names of the black heroes that you've got?
Well, there's one of my characters called Night Soul. We have Nathaniel Nuke. We have Horizon. We have Chronotron. We have Ochi. There's quite a lot. We've got Red Tempo. There's so many characters that we have, and so many, but it's so diverse. So
Let's hear from the girls. Which of those characters were women?
Oh, my characters? Well, I've got Gina. I've got Destiny Green. Oh, I've got Queen Desire. They're gods from the sky. They're Egyptian characters, and that's what I'm basing. So I'm very much into the whole Egyptian history, and I love that.
Do you do any projects with schools and community groups?
We're still in the very early stages of our own projects ourselves, but we are definitely in the process of trying to be more open to working with schools, community projects. As I said, just being here at the this Black History event means that we're able to interact with other communities, other companies, other people trying to inspire them more. So we are definitely trying to get involved with others, absolutely.
Okay, and what's the best way for young people to get involved in your project?
The best way I would say is first, obviously, if you see an interest in what we do, basically just contact any one of us and let us know what your interest is, because some people they're more writers and other people they prefer the drawing aspects. There's even some people that might prefer the colouring aspects. So there's more than one stage in what we do, because first and foremost you've got to have like the actual story itself that's written by anyone that likes writing or passionate, they can do that. And then you have the person that designs the characters and what have you, and then you've also got someone that might design the actual scenery, so the buildings, the vehicles, or the other things like animals that might be involved or something like that. But even with the drawing, some people are good at pencil drawing, some people are better at doing the colour aspects, some people are good at just doing the inking, which is basically doing fine lines of the sketch, because when you do a sketch it's very rough. So some people they like different stages. So I would say definitely find out what your passion is first in the process, and then you could contact any one of us, and then if we can think of a way that you could maybe get involved, have no problem with that.
I'd like to ask you at what age you actually started performing, because this is so unique to see a sister playing.
Thank you. I started when I was about 4. That's quite a while ago. 4.
And what inspired you to actually start playing?
To be honest, I've always enjoyed music, and then it's my mum actually that put us in for different instruments. So I played quite a few when I was young. Started with the violin and the piano. Then I picked up the saxophone and the clarinet, but then I stuck to the violin and the piano.
It's such a pleasure to have you here, and it's such a good role model for our young girls coming up that they can see, a female musician. But I'd like you to tell me if you feel that music is being taught in schools enough, or do you think there's something we should be doing to encourage more young musicians?
I think it could be more actually, because I think I learned more outside of school in terms of music than I did at school. So it was the music lessons that my mum for me, and theory lessons, and joining different orchestras. You learn a lot from joining an orchestra, because you learn how to hear and playing with other people. I think you learn a lot more of that than you do at school.
I think a lot of parents would be inspired, but they'd probably be worried. Is it expensive? How much time does it take? What would you say to them?
I'd say maybe try and join an orchestra, because that would be cheaper and you learn a lot from an orchestra. Because I still play, although I'm not having lessons and I teach, but I still play in an orchestra because you still learn.
blessed, royal.